Minecraft community in terms of launchers will be divided into two types. These are those who have a license, and those who are a pirate and a problem. The fact is that even those who do not have a license believe that pirate launchers can steal your data, and in general they are all viral. And here, ladies and gentlemen, you think wrongly here. There is not even close to such a similar information, and first of all you are 100% turning to YouTubers. After all, who else can I trust? Well, not your own head, and that's why when you turn to a YouTuber, the YouTuber gives their point of view, and because of which you start to panic. What kind of? All of you are gone. And in general, do not download this launcher. It's better to buy a license from me, and this is the problem. You buy a license, and support it with money, and to YouTubers. The main task is to earn a little extra money. I do not argue. I also want to somehow make money by some miracle. In terms of launchers, I would not advise you to support them somehow today in this video. I will try to explain how to choose a pirate launcher and not get caught by viruses, and what global mistake they make. Well, I'm a banner with you, but we're starting unofficial sources on YouTube. Different launchers are always told to trust official sources, do not trust left-wing sites. But now they are really a little wrong. Let's start with the fact that Minecraft launchers cannot relate to this part, because Minecraft launcher can only be one official one, namely Minecraft.net. By going to their website, you can buy a license there already, and their launcher itself. And this is the only site that is really official. Official launchers can be counted if they are partners or there are employees of Mo Young himself. These are only 2 points on which you can really trust them, but if both the first and the second are not there, they cannot be officially. These are all user agreements, these are all contracts, all this is just, well, you can throw it away. And an example can be given of the 3 most popular launchers. Well, the latter has been dead for a long time, but it still exists. Namely, Mick Launch appeared once, it is Launcher.org, and with it later it appeared Mick Launcher, and Mick Launcher offered YouTubers to shittuner.org with the words that there is a virus there. It worked. Whether it is yes, but it worked, you can really see that it worked before. But then, after some time or another, they noticed that there were viruses in the Mick Launcher too, and ladies and gentlemen, the project was formally closed, but I was not able to find the source code of this launcher itself until the end, and even I installed it on my computer. Yes, hello YouTubers there who checks files. I'll tell you straight out, I can give it to you if you need it. So Mick Voucher, you can make sure for yourself that there is something interesting for you to hide on. It's a pity, and Mick Lair when you launch. Yes, there are installations and all that, but I just pulled the files. The fuck is suffering from all this, and yes, the launcher. Really handsome, but what was he really scolded for? Well, in the virus panel, the only thing that was really there was the adware that was installed into your computer. And it wasn't a browser or some kind of left-wing site, it was the adware that acted only for those browsers who had Chrome. That's all. The other browsers, it's not, well, except Yandex. Yandex for some reason also took it. But few people use Yandex. Now let's talk about org again. Yes, he revived his reputation again, he demonstrated everything there. And then it appears, and well, in general, he was K before that. And it seems like a dick with him, and also a wave of viruses began on him, including I myself personally connected to this part. As I said, there were no viruses there, they could disrupt your license account, that's all. There is no need to be afraid that there are viruses there, you don't need to be seriously afraid of it. It is suitable for those who are pirates, but for those who have a license, I advise you to refuse. As for Launcher.org, it is desirable to just sit on the license again. Well, on a licensed. And despite that part, and the second part, Kurg, well, I don't think he's going to fly in the ass like that, because after all, it's really if someone is engaged in programming. And to be even more precise, many launchers may really pay attention to the fact that there are really no viruses there. The only thing they can really do is steal your account, that's all. And there's no point in being afraid of the rest of it. But if you want to find out in detail from this information, then ladies and gentlemen, the video there glows. This is hallelujah hallelujah. I'm too lazy to voice it in short. Well, here it is. Yes, it is here. Well, if you seriously need all this information in terms of the source code, and in terms of which files you can be afraid of, and the same sites are just kind and beautiful, it is not recommended to trust these simdest. And besides, it is undesirable to trust. To a YouTuber is a YouTuber, and he does his job. That is, he advertises a product. I do not argue. I'm also into this. Advertising is cool by itself, but it's cool when a YouTuber takes responsibility and not just does advertising. You see, when a YouTuber makes an advertisement, consider that he takes responsibility. After all, if he is not responsible for it, he is carrying it in another way, as with the mic launcher, namely, take the mic. And these YouTubers know that they did not receive anything in response. That is, they did not receive any strikes, no blocking, and even no special hate. This is because the YouTuber, well, how to say, he sent his entire audience, and just this audience unsubscribed from them, that's all. But still the one who still believed him, I'll say right with the item it was Oklahoma. Gigi is also the same situation now. Many YouTubers who well advertise the black Gigi, they also don't well have to get a small execution there, but rather not an execution but just a hint that they acted like shit, as with the mic launcher, which is better. It is desirable to just apologize for this act, and we will probably forgive you, or maybe you will cut the fuck off, but I will choose the second option if something is cut off. It will be more interesting for you. You have already abandoned the launcher and so on, and in general decided to become a licensed user. You are already starting to save money for a license, but if you take the brains for well, and understand that you are saving money for a license, which you will use a little, not well, maybe there are still nerds, but sorry, I'm not in this format. It is advisable to use launchers with on-source. Launchers with on-source allow you to study this launcher, and just the launcher format should treat it, because again, we have only one official launcher. And ladies and gentlemen, here it is here. I am now lying on the bed and pretending that I see it, but in fact, I don't see it behind the scenes, on which you can download and not worry that something will be stolen from you there, or there will be viruses. If you don't want to buy a license, to your attention, open source is your new friend, and how to understand that this open source is really normal. Imagine you have no experience in development, or you don't. Do you know how to decompile the program correctly? Or do you have no experience in analyzing it? Now I'll tell you how it works. We go to our source under the pseudonym KitHub. Of course, there are also other sources like KitWeb, but KitHub is our best friend so far, and over there we are already looking for a Minecraft launcher from Minecraft Launchers. I could but stop prompting as advertising, so I'd better leave a link in the description to the video where there are these launchers with the source code again. I can mention the launcher. I do not know who did it, but he is a complete moron, because this is definitely not the source code. The source code may look exactly like this approximately. That is, its full code will be described by some registration here approximately. This is what you need to look at, that is, what it consists of, how this code looks like. Well, maybe again there can be a lot of it, but approximately it is necessary. I also wanted to share a little information with which, well, for some reason users, they encounter, and they really believe in it. But of course this is nonsense from their side. But for some reason you believe in this nonsense so fucking well, namely scan. And I wanted to tell you about the virus total in the video before last, but the information is also more precisely, the answer that I submitted 3 months ago could not come in any way. So I had to contact another user who sat on the virus total for more than 5 years, and has a moderator. Then the virus Toto approved my mail and answered my question, but the Toto virus could answer well, like screw up that hey bro, we update everything, we're like smart. The total virus, oddly enough, replied with the following words: then they haven't actually updated the database for a year already. That is, many people are fine. Antivirus programs have not been updated for a whole year, and the reason for this is the price of their many antivirus programs. You need to pay for them correctly. Well, formally yes, it's logical by itself, and the virus is just well. I know the company is serious huge, it is Google that is engaged in well, Google wants to save a little. It is virus total that is not the only site on which you can check these files, there are other snowballs but let's not touch them. But if you think that virus total does not give you any information, or hides something from you, which will be fine in fact, then ladies and gentlemen, meet ClimAway. ClimAway is created to check the files themselves, that is, you download the left file, and then you open the terminal and enter a special command in order to check a certain file. And the peculiarity of Cove is that it is an open source program, and every month it doesn't even happen every month that every week they update the database itself, and the users themselves are connected in this very well suitable for Linux. And for Mac, for Windows it also fits, but with Windows separately for you, there is a nut for friends on YouTube. There is this one better, preferably View, And there you will find out in detail the information. If anything, let's take it anyway. Well, imagine that you don't check the files you want to check the system. Okay, get acquainted with the open source program, but how to download it? There is no release from you. Good instructions, but I don't know how to drink, sorry. First we have to go here, then here, and after that we have to squander to the very bottom, and there will be some of our gizmos over there. In short, we downloaded Zipnix to pack the launch, and preferably on behalf of the administrator. If you are a Windows user on Linux, and on a Mac, this is an approximation. The same thing is just to give the rights in general. They launched, and well, yes, I forgot to show you a warning from the developers, and I waited personally for 4 hours for him to check my system. But what is the difference between Tron and antivirus? The program is all in all limbs, everywhere it climbs, everything checks, everything sniffs. And I'm saying this for a reason, so seriously, that is, the throne really completely sniffs your system. Really, all your friends are neither. One antivirus program will not offer. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. That's the end of our video. Paris is such a sexy country. Okay, take away all this, your fucking chroma key. Seriously, here, switch. On a normal landscape, this one here. Thank you. The operator is well done. You see the beauty? That's just sexy. Look at the real crow. You can even have a flower. Music sniff. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. We are already finishing the video, but still, if you have huge questions, or you have problems besides this, then, if that Discord is open for you, but also the Telegram channel is there. You can also ask your questions if you want everything to be completely open. If you are not afraid of someone, then you can separate it in the comments anyway. I will try to answer. Music, are you still here for real? But I didn't see anything of it. If that's what it is, it's just your fairy tales, it's your fantasy. You're already stoned. Yes, Dada, you're stoned. You're stoned. You didn't see anything. You understand nothing. Haven't seen it all.